Hey everyone, my name is Usman, and in this tutorial we will look at a very nice refresh token implementation. So right now you can see that I have a home page. I click on login and basically that will give me an access token. Now when I go to this page, I send the access token to the backend and basically I get all the data, which you can see here I'm displaying using these two endpoints, which is great. But if I now come back to the Pokemon's page, the refresh token expires. You can see that these two endpoints give a 401 error, which means that the token was expired. But the refresh token endpoint was called automatically from our front end, and then we got a new access token. We stored the new access token, and then all the requests which failed because of the token expiration were automatically sent by Tanstack Query. So we didn't have to do anything. This happened automatically, and this is, I think, the best refresh token implementation I was able to find. So in this tutorial, we'll implement that. If you are interested, if you like the idea, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. Okay, so right now I resetted the code, and if I go to the Pokemon's page, you can see that I get the 401 errors because the token has expired, but the automatic call to the refresh token endpoint to fetch the new access token and the repetition of these calls is not happening. That I haven't implemented yet. So let's do that. So first of all, let me show you the project structure. So basically I have two pages. So I have a home page where I have a login endpoint, and that basically calls the login endpoint, and a response, it gives me the token which I store in the local storage. And then in this page basically I call these endpoints and send that token. Now this token has an expiration time of 5 seconds because I want to implement the refresh token stuff. So here you can see that there is a middleware, there is an authorization header in which I am sending the access token, and then there is a refresh token which I am sending as a cookie. And then if there is no access token and no refresh token, then I send a 401, that is I am not authorized. If I am able to verify the access token, then the calls go as they should, and if not, then if the access token is not verified, I just send a 401. So when will the access token not be verified? After 5 seconds, because its lifetime is 5 seconds. In the login endpoint, you can see that the expiration time of the access token is only 5 seconds. Expiration time, however, for the refresh token is long, 1 day, and that is how it usually is. So when the login endpoint is called, I send the token in the response, which is the access token, and the refresh token is added as a cookie. And yeah, I'm just in every call I am sending the access token in the authorization header, and then I am sending the refresh token as a cookie. So what I want to do is, when any of the call fails due to a 401 error, I first of all store the information of all those queries and mutations. So in this case, these two queries, I want to store that information and then call the refresh token endpoint. And then when I get the new access token, refetch these queries which failed because of the expiration time. So I will make use of Tanstack Query for that. So here I have a query client. Cool. So basically I will make use of the query cache and mutation cache to basically listen to the onError event basically. So whenever a mutation or query would fail, that particular function would be called, and then basically I will add all the logic there. So I'll say mutation cache, new mutation cache, and then here I will pass an onError, and then here I'll say query cache, new query cache. I will import it, and then cool. So basically here I'll pass an onError, and you can see the onError type basically gives us the error, the actual error of why the mutation failed, then the variables of that particular mutation which failed, then the context regarding that mutation, and then the mutation object itself, which we'll use to execute it after the refresh token has been fetched. So that, and then here I have an onError function which basically gives me the error and the query object. So error of why the query failed, and then the query object itself which we'll use to refetch the query. So let me make a file here, and I'll import all the necessary onError handlers from there. So in the utils file, I'll say error handler.ts. Cool. So here I would basically make the error handler functions. So I'll say const query error handler is equal to the query error handler was expecting an error and the query object. So I'll say error, it would be of type unknown, and then the query, and the query is of type query unknown, 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 and then query key. Cool. Similarly, let me make the mutation error handler. So mutation error handler gets the error, and then it gets the variables which would be of type unknown. Context would be of type unknown. I don't want to use the context, that is why I basically prefixed it with this dash. And then the mutation would be similar to this. It would be of type mutation and unknown. So let me export these. Export the query error handler would go here. Let me import it, and then the mutation error handler would go here. Cool. So basically I want to do the same thing for both these error handlers, but in a slightly different way, but want to do the same thing. So I want to, make the request to the refresh token endpoint and then refetch the mutation or the query based on what field. So I will make a common error handler and then I will use that in both the cases. So I'll say const error handler is equal to, it would have some params. So error would be of type unknown, then it would get the query, then it would get the mutation, and then variables. Cool. So I want to extract the status from the error. So the error would be an Axios error because I'm using Axios to make all my requests inside the Tanstack Query wrappers. So I'll say const status is equal to error as Axios error any dot response. So basically whatever the response is, I want to extract the status from it. What is the status of expired requests? It's 401. So I'll say if status is equal to 401, then I want to do all the stuff. So for making the request to the refresh token endpoint and retrying and everything, I'll make a separate function. So here I'll say const refresh token and retry. So basically it would get these things as params. So let me basically first of all call the error handler. So here I will call the error handler, I'll pass the error, I'll pass the query, but for the rest of the stuff I'll pass undefined. Let me make all of them optional. So no need of passing these. Here in the mutation I will pass error undefined because I don't want to pass the query, then mutation, and then variables. You can use named params as well if you want, but yeah. Here in the refresh token and retry function, let me call that inside this if condition. So here I'll say if query, then call this with the query. Let me make these optional as well. Otherwise, if mutation, then I want to call this with the mutation and variables. So mutation variables. Cool. So in this function I want to call the refresh token endpoint. Now I have already made that call. So basically this is just a function which would give me the token, the new token, and I'm making a request to the /refresh token endpoint. Now if I go to the server, here is the refresh token endpoint. Basically it gets the refresh token from the cookie. So cookie basically gets passed to this server calls automatically. I am not doing anything special. So I verify the refresh token, then I generate a new access token with the same expiration time, 5 seconds, because I want to demonstrate the expiration thing. Normally it would be a little it would have a little more time. Then I would send a token back, which is the new token that was generated. So I'll say try catch. So in the try, basically I will make the get new refresh token call. If it fails, that is, it gives a 4-1 error, then that means that the refresh token is either invalid or it has expired as well. So then I want to remove the access token. So the remove access token function basically would remove the access token from the local storage, and you have other functions as well here, like utils. Set access token would set the access token to the local storage. Get access token would get the access token from the local storage if local storage is available. That is keeping Next.js in mind. And also maybe you would want to redirect to the login page, because now the refresh token is expired as well, so you obviously cannot get the access token now. Now I don't want to make a refresh token request for every query that fails. So right now there are 2 queries which would fail. So if I go here, you can see that all and stats. So stats basically displays information in this box. All basically displays the information regarding the Pokemon below. So I don't want that the refresh token endpoint gets called for both the queries, because that would be weird. I want to only call it once. So for that I will add a boolean here. So let is refreshing is equal to false. So here I'll say if is refreshing is false, then I want to do the access token stuff. So if is refreshing is false, I want to set it to true. So basically now I am fetching the refresh token. Let me make a array. So I'll say failed queue is equal to an array, and its type would be, and let me add an array here. So basically whichever failed call I would get in this refresh token and retry function, whether it's a query or a mutation, I would basically add it here in this array so that I can later refetch them. So here I would say failed queue dot push. I would push the query mutation variables. Cool. Here I would get the token from the refresh token endpoint. So get new refresh token. This should be async because it's a call. Await. Then here I would say set access token to the token. So set access token basically would store the token in the local storage, nothing special. And here else. So if I'm not currently refreshing, then I also want to do this. So I'll push the query mutation variables information in this failed queue array. Now when the new token has been set, I want to refresh the query. So for that I will make a new function. I'll say const process failed queue. So basically this function would get the failed queue array, failed queue dot for each. Here I'll get query mutation variables if query, then I want to call query dot fetch. So if a query is present, then I want to fetch that query. If a mutation is present, mutation, then I want to execute it, and I want to pass in the variables. And here I would say is refreshing is false. I would basically reset the refreshing thing, because now I fetched the refresh token, everything is over. and I would basically reset this failed queue to an array. Let me change this to let, and I will basically call this function after setting the new access token. So now I click on the login button, the access token has been set. You can see that the calls go and the information is being shown. Now I go back to home, 5 seconds have elapsed. I come back to Pokemons. You see that the stats and all call basically fail with the 401 error. The refresh token endpoint automatically goes and it basically gets the token. Then basically it makes the new stats and all call after the new token, and the calls go. And similarly, if I go back to home, now 5 seconds have again elapsed. I come here, the same process again happens. So this is a very good implementation of a refresh token, and I found it from a blog. I will link the blog in the description as well. You should go read it if you want a detailed description of how to do it. And also this would work in case of mutations as well. So I have a mutation here, a dummy mutation. If I click it, it failed. I was basically passing an object with name, attack, and value 100. The refresh token endpoint automatically got called. This mutation also got called again, and now with the same variables as well. So basically it preserved the variables of that mutation and basically called the mutation with the exact same variables after fetching the new access token. So this is a very exciting implementation we were able to implement using Tanstack Query. So that is it for the tutorial. If you learned something from it, do support me, like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.